Hey, hi, hello. So today is March the 2nd, and I originally was not going to film because I've been in this weird limbo hype. I mentioned on my Facebook. There is a Halo CE custom edition. If you don't know, Halo 1 was put on PC, and it's still alive in a really strange way. And there is a fan mod coming out called the Silent Cartographer Evolved, which is basically what if Halo Anniversary was good. Now, I'm not a... You might be like, oh, he's one of those Halo fans. No. Well, Halo 2 was like my high school, and Halo 1 was my... I grew up and played Halo 1, and it's great now with all the mods. Halo 3 was like my peak, and then Halo 4 is that stepchild who was deformed coming out of the womb, and everyone wants to kill it, and if it was like 100 years ago, they would have killed it. But we let it live and we lock it in the attic, and we give it a rat once in a while, and then probably the same thing for Halo 5. Yeah. So I'm very excited for this Halo mod. So I've been in this weird thing where I'm like, I don't want to film because I know if I refresh right when I start filming, it's gonna be out, and I've been I know it's pathetic, and I apologize if I made fun of people. Was I really making fun of anyone? No, that was a reference to a movie. Couldn't remember. Doesn't matter. So today's the update. Now, I'm gonna change, I think, the update. It used to be just anime, manga, and video games, and I'm gonna change it a little bit. Basically, just pickups in general. So I can if I have less, I can show more of what I've got that technically isn't under those three categories, because I think you guys might be interested in other stuff I get. So yeah. I'm just gonna... I don't want to change the name. It's just the update. The update of me not shooting myself. So, yeah. Don't take that the wrong way, please. So first, probably the biggest thing this month, and reason why there isn't as much stuff here, and I actually had to take things I technically probably would have gotten at the beginning of the month, but I didn't show, but then I might have showed some of these. All my money went to really one chunk of thing. And that is, The Legend of Zelda! This thing, like my Zelda, my limited edition Majora's Mask 3DS new, it's amazing. It's official. It's totally official. So I got the new 3DS. If you've been following me on Facebook, you would have known I actually beat Majora's Mask. And the great thing, I should turn the audio off because you guys are gonna hear double music when I'm done editing. Oh no! Where's the volume slitters? Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda game, and the only thing that I've always regretted was that I never got Fierce Deity's Mask. If you never played this game before, it's basically the last mask you can get after collecting every mask in the game. And the reason why I couldn't get it when I was a kid was that there is a minigame section where I have to do 4 minigames to get the last mask. And I couldn't do the Goron one. I couldn't understand it when I was a kid. And it took me like 20 minutes now. I finished it and got it, and I'm rather happy. I beat Majora basically with the deity mask and beat him in like 2 minutes, not even. It was amazing, the fact that I can shoot laser beams out of my sword. But I got the 3DS, of course, with the game, and I got one more thing just because it's something I don't need, but something that I really thought was kind of cool, and that was the limited edition guide. I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. The guide, it's gold embossed a little bit, nothing on the back. It's very nice hardcover, gold on the side of the text, what it is, collector's edition, and the gold pages, which I do believe is a limited edition thing. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if these are gone yet, but when they are gone, there's just going to be the paperback that looks like the cover of the game here. But knowing Nintendo, they will re-release this eventually, because Nintendo re-releases everything, even when it's limited. But unless it's something you really want. If there's something that you really want, like, oh, don't worry, they'll re-release it. They won't. Nintendo, Amiibos, fix your shit. I apologize, but I've had issues. Mostly with my lovely limited edition 3DS XL new Majora's Mask. That's so legit. If any of you, half of you don't even know what I'm talking about, and you're like, this guy's insane, you knew that, but the ones who do understand why I'm ranting like this, understand how great this limited edition. So, let me find where to put all this lovely stuff I just picked up and not know where to put it. I just noticed there's a whole handful of sugar on my desk. That's why you don't eat Bigfoot candies. I'm not even sure if that's what they're called. Next, that's actually all of the 3DS games. Technically all of the games, in a weird technical aspect. There's 2 PC games that were just sitting on my desk. I'll show them real fast. Technically, I also got 2 Blair Witch video games on PC. I'm not going to bother showing them. That was Sonic R, because I have to have every copy I ever find of Sonic R, ever. It's the best Sonic game of all time. If you don't know it, search up footage. It has one of the best themes. And now you're probably thinking, was any of that sarcastic? You be the judge. And next is Star Wars Battle of Naboo. It is the 3rd game in by the company who made Star Wars Rogue Squadron. If you don't know, you don't have a childhood, or you were new than me. Rogue Squadron was an amazing Star Wars game where you flew around in different vehicles, like the X-Wing, the Y-Wing, the Millennium Falcon if you did a certain mission, and if you cheated, a Cadillac car. The game was great, it controlled great, and on N64 it was amazing. There's a PC port, I recommend playing it if you've never played the game. And this is the 3rd one by the same company. I haven't played it yet, but it looks just like it, except with really, really bad characters and probably storyline, and horrible CG, and George Lucas masturbating all over the camera. I hope no one under the age of 18 is watching this. So, yeah, the prequels were great. That's really all the video games. This is going to be one of my fastest videos. I apologize. I didn't really get much. Yeah. Next is 2 Japanese CDs. Now, I haven't listened to these yet, and I'm going to have to explain why I even got them. There's a bit of a story. But the best of Morning Musume 1 and Volume 2 of the best. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know you can. Apparently, you can't see those. I know what you're thinking. Why? Long story short, you ever get so tired that you feel sick and you start forgetting things you've done, and then go onto a website that has a number in its name and also a Japanese lingo as the beginning of the name or the ending of the name? I'm trying not to say what the name of the site is. I went to /JAP. That's the biggest hint. And basically, I was on there way later than I ever should have been without the amount of sleep I've had, and saw these threads on this idol group. And I knew nothing about idols, technically, in a long sense. I know some, but not enough. And next thing I remember is I woke up out of my chair, and I bought these on Amazon. So yeah, I haven't actually heard them or anything. They could be crap. They could be great. I think it was this was voted like best-selling album in Japan at one point, something along those lines. I don't know much about it. All I know is basically it's a famous idol group, but like not a group, but like American Idol in the sense where it's like every couple of years they'll switch out a member or they'll have a new group, but it's all under the same title. I don't know my research on this kind of stuff. I would like to know more, I just don't know anything. So I got these, haven't listened to them yet. They could be utterly horrible, and I'm expecting them not to be... Ooh. Why did that fall out? Why did you fall out? I'm not expecting them to be the greatest thing ever. I didn't expect them in general, if you think about it. Did I break the one side, or is it just... Oh, the whole one side's broken. Gotta play this sad Final Fantasy music. That is an inside joke to myself, which is really sad. Let's put them over there. They'll be okay. They'll be okay. And there's a random hard drive. I didn't know you could see. Oh yeah, I didn't even switch this back. You can see like my keyboard and my hard drive and all this weird stuff. Yeah, that's all for music. Yeah, I know. I didn't get much. I'm really stretching it here. Actually, I'll show this stuff off. Some of this I may have shown already or even talked about, but not all of it, and I've only started watching a little bit of it. And that is 3 box sets of Japanese TV on DVD. I started doing a series, actually, about this. But the one is Ultra Q. If you don't know, Ultra Q is the first series in the long-running Ultraman series. Before it had Ultraman or an Ultra Fighter in general, it was just a scientific, not even a scientific group, it was just a group. Okay, basically it was people versus monster, instead of monster hero versus monster baddie. And if you've seen Ultraman, I think it's best to see Ultraman, maybe even Ultra 7 also, before watching Ultra Q, just so you get a nice perspective at all of the whole thing and understanding some little things of why they're doing it. Mostly I recommend watching Ultraman before this, because almost every actor from Ultraman has an appearance in this show, and this was beforehand, so like I don't know how they did the casting for the next show, if they went, hey, let's just pick actors that we liked from the show we already filmed. I don't know. The only main character from Ultraman who is actually a main character in Ultra Q is, I believe her name was Anne in Ultraman. It was the main female character, but I honestly forget what her name was. I think it was Anne. But then there's Dan. I'm not sure if she was Ultra from... Doesn't matter. I'm having my own issues. But this show is pretty great. It's basically... Oh, and it's much more serious. That's why I say you should watch Ultraman and Ultra 7 before this, because Ultraman and Ultra 7 is a lot more fun and lighthearted than Ultra Q. Ultra Q is basically the Japanese equivalent to the Twilight Zone. So if you like the Twilight Zone in some way, or Alfred Hitchcock, and you want to see something like that in Japanese, Ultra Q. Not the cheapest box set, I will say that. This thing in Canada goes for like 50 bucks. If you get a good deal, you might be able to get it for 30, but I had a bitch of a time finding this, so I just paid basically full price. Oh, last thing. It is in black and white. There's other sources of the material that you can find that isn't in black and white and also has a dub. I will not talk about that because of my own moral system, but it is available out there. But if you see a box set of a color English dub, do not buy it. It is fake. Plain and simple. I got really weirdly serious. I started listening to myself and I got scared. Yeah, so that's Ultra Q. And then, real fast, we have Ultraman Tiga, box set 1. There's 4 box sets. The crazy thing about this box set is that it's Funimation and 4Kids. I know. And then I farted. I'm original. So this is Ultraman Tiga. Ultraman Tiga was made, I believe, in 2000? Roughly around that time period. So it's, you know, like 40 years. Film-wise after what I just showed you. So it's kind of interesting to see that perspective of the old and the new, even when this is technically kind of old now. Ultraman Tiga is very much like any other Ultraman, except it a lot of the time uses CG for things. Some flying scenes with Ultraman are CG'd, the lightning attacks are CG'd, and it kind of looks horrible. Now, I understand the time period when this was made, but the reason why it kind of irks me a little bit is that if you watch this on a widescreen TV, I guess, I'm not sure if all TVs will do it, but at least the widescreen TV, which 98% of us have one now, I guess. You know how sometimes some footage, if you get a certain print of something, you'll see black bars on the side? Even though it might be in widescreen or full screen, there's just black bars, even when there shouldn't be black bars because it wasn't cropped properly. You can actually see the effects of lightning and stuff go off the screen in the black bars, and it's hilarious. You could almost do a drinking game out of it and you'll die, but it's funny to see it. This is more funny Ultraman than anything else, and it's almost not a shame, but the money that you'd have to put into this show to actually get the whole thing is ridiculous, because Volume 3 is out of print and resellers sell it for like $600. Yeah. Now, that's the Canadian prices I've been able to find. If you can find it for cheaper, congratulations. I really want it. I want the whole series because I love Ultraman, but it's hard to get anything Ultraman in Canada. I'm lucky with what I have. But, yeah, Ultraman Tiga, I don't really recommend it unless you can get the whole thing for a good deal, which will be basically impossible. Sad but true. Plus, I don't like the main character for some weird reason. Next is actually, we got two more things in the related of Japanese TV on DVD, but one of them is a movie. I haven't seen it yet. I'm very excited about it. But the next is the Japanese TV that I'm very, very, very excited about. But I want to finish some other things. I don't just watch Japanese things. I've been watching a show called Highlander. If you don't know, Highlander was a cult movie. It's amazing. Highlander 2, as good as Halo 4. Highlander, the TV show, is basically a prequel to Highlander 1, and what should have been Highlander 2 kind of should have been. It's great as a TV show. It makes sense towards the movies. I'm talking too much. But there's a lot of shows I've been trying to watch, like Highlander, Ultra Q, Ultraman, Dexter. Don't say anything about the ending. I haven't seen it yet. I will kill you. But this show is on the list. Trust me. And as soon as I heard they were releasing this, I was hyped. Not because of what it was, because I haven't been a fan of the show itself, what it's based off of, for a very long time. But, that is Super Sentai! I'm sorry for all the Super Sentai fans. Zyuranger? Zyuranger. I'm gonna bet it's Zyuranger. Probably not. But, Zyuranger, I'm gonna just call it Super Sentai, is the... If you don't know, Power Rangers is actually a Japanese television show. Every time the actors are in their suits, it cuts to the Japanese footage, just overdubbed. There are some signs you can get where I think the Yellow Ranger was a man in... And this is knowledge from my head from like 20 years ago, guys. Not 20 years, but you know what I mean. I believe the Yellow Ranger was a woman in English, but in the Japanese original show he's a man, so the boobs disappear. Or maybe it's another character, but there is an odd thing that happens at one point. But this is the original of the original Power Rangers. Now, Super Sentai started before Power Rangers, like in the 80s. This was in 90-something. I want to say 92. I know that's not right, but 90-something. And this is the show that Power Rangers that we got was based off of. Japanese sub only. Shout Factory. I gotta say thank you, Shout Factory. You guys released my Ultraman. Some of it, anyways. You release these cool Japanese shows. I wish you guys would get more stuff. And apparently if this sells well, they're just going to keep on releasing more Super Sentai. And any Japanese show on DVD is great in my eyes. I haven't seen any of it yet. I'm super hyped for it. I love Japanese, like, I know there's a word for it, but like hero shows, like superhero kind of shows. Yeah, I wish they'll... Guys, there's a Spider-Man Japanese television show made by the same... Toei Animation. Those guys, Toei, whatever. I want to see it. Go search it up. But I'm very excited about this show. It's 50 episodes. I got a great deal in a sense. I only got this... Was it 27 or 30? I might have got it for 30-something, but it goes for like 50-something MSRP. I don't know. 10 discs. The hype train is real. Yeah, I'm just really excited. And the Rita, I believe her name was, the bad woman in the show, is actually like the same actress, I think. So I don't know how that goes. But super excited for that show. I'm Super Sentai. Okay. The last thing before we get to the last couple things for Japanese live action was something I didn't know even existed in physical form, in a way I could get it. Now, I'm actually just going to show it. This is Rurouni Kenshin on Blu-ray. Now, Rurouni Kenshin was an anime which I've never seen, but I was interested in the live-action movie because I saw some reviewers talk about it, and it looked, for a live-action anime, really cool. Now you're probably thinking, what is this Blu-ray? How'd you get it? Does it work? I don't know if it works, I haven't actually checked yet, but it should definitely work. This is actually the Hong Kong release. Now, part of you go, oh, I like you're supposed to not buy bootlegs. This isn't a bootleg, from what I understand anyways. This is the official Hong Kong release. with Chinese subtitles and English subtitles, because I guess there's a lot of English reader speakers in China, or a certain part of it. I know if you buy certain PS3 imports from Hong Kong, it comes with English subs, like some of the One Piece games, Siren Blood translation, which has actually more than one name, Blood. I think one is like Blood Curse or something like that. Either way, really weird Siren remake of a great PS2 game. Rurouni Kenshin, it was just released, and I got this for like kind of a lot of money, in a sense. I spent a lot of money on this. But for what it is, it's kind of cool that, like, in a weird way, I kind of want to support whoever released this so I could get more stuff legally. Legally is a weird way of saying, because technically importing is not legal in a weird way. I don't know. I don't know what I want to tell you. But I got it. I really want to watch it. I know there's more than one. I think there's 2 out and they're making 3. I haven't done my research. I just impulse bought it. Don't hurt me. But yeah. Now we have a couple things left here, and I don't want to call it the anime pile because there's something here that if I call it an anime, I will be frickin' crucified. And in a weird way, I agree to that crucifixion. Crucifixion. I am a literal genius. Or illiterate genius. Before we get into that though, I'm gonna show this. Kill yourself. This is the Sailor Moon box set, which I actually showed last month or 2 months ago. I've lost all track of time, which is not a good thing. And I think I did an unboxing and I showed what this was. Something I'm super hyped for. I'm still hyped for it. I haven't actually looked at it. As I said, pile of shows I'm into right now. But I think at the end it showed that I had a box that said, this is the placeholder for box set 2. Box set 2 was released this month, 18th or something, 17th? I forgot. But it was released this month. So this is all of season 1. I want to say something. Viz Media is releasing this stuff for way too much money. And before you go, yada yada, money, workers, this, that, I understand all that, but by the time this was released, they were like selling this box set for like 50 bucks at one point, when I spent like 80 something, almost 90 bucks, which makes a limited edition go, oh yeah, it's so limited, we can sell it for you know, 30, 40 bucks cheaper. It's like, come on, you pricks. That really bugged me, because I haven't even watched it yet. I bought it because I knew I was going to want to watch it. But I have so much stuff I want to watch that I bought it because I was afraid it would disappear because limited, and it didn't, and this is box set 2. This is the DVD Blu-ray, 20-something episodes, I forget how many, but it's the rest of Season 1. Another show I'm hyped to see because probably thinking, yeah, very girly girl, or something along those lines. I watched as a kid, everyone did, everyone who's into this stuff now did anyways. And I'm really interested in seeing, one, what the Japanese sound like without a really cruddy, you know, fan translation that the ball on the stream goes, coded by blah blah blah, and then like, she said something like, Sugoi! Sugoi means awesome, blah 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 blah, like, fan translations, I hate you all. For the most part, there are some that I understand because they will never be released down here, and but that's another rant for another day. And the new Viz Media dub, which honestly probably is horrible. I've seen clips of it and I wasn't the hugest fan, but I was a fan of that they kept all the original names, they kept how certain characters should sound, like from the Japanese, they changed, like it's an actual translation instead of a butchering. Like Deke did, I believe it was Deke, who basically was 4 kids in Canada, in a really weird sense of the word. I think they also did the Metabots, who I believe in the song said got Robo Battle, Ghetto Battle. I think Ghetto Battle is in that song. And I used to go, yeah! But I haven't heard it in so long, so I could be making this all up. It probably is. But yeah, very cool to have this. Kind of bugged about the whole thing. It's a nice box. I will get season 2. I think there's 5 seasons in total, but they'll probably release the new show that just was released. I could see them releasing that before the rest of the 4 seasons, just because they want money. And then if they do that, they could release all the English or the live-action movies, which they probably won't. I know more than I should. Like, in an honest sense of the term, not in a funny sense of the term. So, yeah. Have you guys turned it off yet? No? Cool! The last two things, and I'm going to show these here for more than one reason. I haven't seen them yet. Okay, I've seen some because I was watching it when it was released, and I had hype for it until that hype was shot in the face with a shotgun. And that is, I know it's not an anime, RWBY. This is RWBY Box Set 1 and Box Set 2. You could say Season 1, Season 2. I wanted the Blu-rays. I got the Blu-rays. I want to say this real fast, because everyone does this, and I should. Monty was the creator of this, and he died recently. And he died from something super stupid. Not him being stupid, but just the way he died. Wasn't anyone's fault in a sense, no, but it was stupid. Like, how can I explain what I mean by that? Like someone stubbing their toe accidentally and it gets an infection which somehow killed them because they were allergic to something. That was in the like, something dumb like that. Like, it's stupid the way they died. And in his sense, it was stupid the way he died, and it's a shame. I didn't know until years later that he made Haloid, which is a fan film, watch it, and also the Dead Fantasy film things, which are awesome, watch it. So yeah, didn't know the guy, but yeah, it sucks that he died. RWBY was his thing. He started working for Red vs. Blue, Rooster Teeth. I was a huge fan of Red vs. Blue back in the day. Their new stuff is kind of garbage in the sense of Red vs. Blue. Which some of that is maybe because of Monty. Sadly, I didn't like the whole 3D thing that they started doing. I liked it when it was actual machinima, but you know, my rant is my rant. I'm sorry, but this show was something I was hyped for because it was like an anime type deal, kind of like everyone thought it was MMD made, and I went into it going, let's watch the first episode. It was 14 minutes, and I was like, it's only 14 minutes. They said it was going to be like a show, like an actual show. 14 minutes is not a full episode, but I'll let it slide. And then next week was 10 minutes, and then 7 minutes, and then 4 minutes, and 2 minutes. And I think there was one that was under 2 minutes, like 1:30 at one point. And I dropped it immediately, because I'm like, you want me to wait an entire week for a 2-minute animation? I understand how long and hard animation is to make. But when you have a whole company behind you doing it, so I was really mad about that, and I dropped it. Then I heard that RWBY Season 2 was doing a lot better, or Volume 2 was doing a lot better. They were timing things correctly. The stories were better. It was just done better. Which, I don't know how true that is. Someone downstairs decided to do dishes, smacking pots and stuff. I have people in this house who will start hearing me talk to myself, like, oh, he's doing something, let's make sounds. Another rant. But, I decided to give it a try, and then as soon as I bought it the day after what happened to him, or it was announced that something was wrong, and it was like, oh, I didn't think too much of it, and then he died, and now I'm like, well, it's good to own them so I can see what they were, and I should judge it differently, in a sense, but are they going to make any more? Did I just buy an incomplete series? I don't know. Is it selfish? It probably is. But, yeah. The only thing I hate about this show's fan base a little bit, not the fan base, but just something they say, is that it's on Crunchyroll, and it's like, Crunchyroll's an anime service. Why is this here? And even the creators call it an anime and all this stuff, and it's not. It's made in America. And anime is Japanese animation. And then you could be one of those guys who go, it's just short form for animation, so technically anything is an anime. In Japan, they call My Little Pony an anime. It's like, yes. But when you say that word down here, it means something different. Same as that word otaku, which I stopped using because in Japan it means something. Just realized my camera's dying out of food. but I was saying otaku in Japanese means something bad, in a sense. But in English, it means a positive, in a sense, thing, which that was something I never understood. I'm just ranting on. So that was the end of the updates. I apologize if half of you unsubscribed because I talk and say things. So yeah, that was the video. I do it every month, and I say horrible things every month about things and people and games, apparently. And Halo 4 is the worst game ever made. And yeah, thanks for watching and all that junk. I try to do these every month. I've done them every month for like 2.5 years, something along those lines. And yeah, it's been working. It's been working out pretty good. I have a Facebook, VideoGameLogic, YT, I believe is what I called it. You can get updates. Any game I play and beat, anything I beat, watch, or just want to comment, I'll do on there. Sometimes I post videos on there that I don't post on here. They're usually about 5 seconds long, and it's some random thing. So yeah, I'm done whoring for the day. Have a good one. And if you guys got anything cool this month, I'd love to see it. Love to see what you guys got. And if you have any recommendations, those are cool too. And if you want to do other things on YouTube, if you want me to do something on YouTube, you could comment and tell me. I don't know how to end a video. DashCon was horrible.